It's November. I don't know if you can believe it, but the weather is absolutely phenomenal while we're shooting today.
Yes, indeed. And we are also celebrating Native American Heritage Month this month on commUNITY.
Hi, I'm Claudine Ewing.
And I'm Pete Gallivan. And once again, it is Native American Heritage Month, and it's also a new era on the Seneca Nation.
Pete had a chance to speak with the president.
It's a historic day in our nation.
A lot of gratitude, being thankful, sticking with the process, believing in our people, that they capture a message that I was bringing and grab onto it, and as a community move forward with it.
I commit to you that I will work to that goal of unifying us and coming together as one.
My priority is our people, engaging with our people, getting our community together, having meetings, bringing them up to date with what's going on with the compact, where we've been over the last 2 years, and then sitting with them and talking and getting their advice, their ideas, their input, because it's important, because they're going to have to vote in a referendum for this compact, and they need to be a part of that process.
All the years in government, I've always worked on being the best voice I could for our people.
If it's up to me, I don't believe the state gets any revenue. But it's not up to me. The people, again, have to have their input and their voice be heard in regards to how we go about that.
And that's why we're still here. Our ancestors fought so hard, and they provided so much for us. The visions that they had, the things that he did that they put in place so that we're still here today.
We have to really work with outside law enforcement and our outside communities in regards to trying to work with them, because it's a problem all over, not just exclusive to Seneca Nation, but a way to deter the ability of the drug dealers to set up in towns or within our territory and market their drugs and take advantage of those people that are vulnerable. And we have to do that on one hand. On the other side of the coin, we have to be able to have facilities and treatment plans available on the ready. When somebody wants treatment, they have to be able to get that immediately.
Whatever comes up, whatever issues that we face, but together we know that we can count on each other, that we'll be there in times of crisis and in times of need, that we'll get the job done, that will protect our families and our community, and that's what it's all about.
Now is my time, and I'm thankful for that and grateful for the opportunity.
I formally apologize as President of the United States of America.
Apologizing for the United States' role in forcing indigenous children into boarding schools. Without a doubt, a sad chapter in the country's history. Dean Seneca is an adjunct professor.
Our children's lives matter.
He calls the apology a huge step forward in healing.
We can't cover this up.
The federal government's Interior Department did an investigation into the boarding schools and how they were operated by the U.S. It revealed that thousands of very young children were taken away from their families, forced into schools so they could assimilate.
When you separate children from their families, I think the biggest impact is that these children, when they became of age to have children of their own, they didn't really know how to be parents, right? Because they didn't grow up in a family structure. They grew up in a militarized institution. So their ability to provide caring, loving, caring parental guidance and care for their children really didn't exist.
Right here in Western New York was the Thomas Indian School.
The last remaining building, which is the infirmary building on Route 438 on the Cattaraugus territory.
A few years ago, Elliot Tallchief spoke with Two on Your Side. He was 5 years old when he was taken away from his family.
Dragged us into the car. We were crying and I guess screaming too, I don't know. But I remember crying all the way.
And he told us about being punished for speaking the Seneca language and stripped of his culture. It's why this apology is personal for many people right here.
We really need to research, the impacts of these boarding schools, how this really changed our way of life, and what do we need to do in order to heal.
is a great day for us to see this flag be risen here in the front of City Hall. It's a reminder and it's a showing to our community members that we are being seen and that we are being heard and that we are the original caretakers, the original occupants of these lands. We were here, are here, and will be here.
Every culture has something. And you mentioned that for so long in Western New York, you all felt ignored.
Yeah, I mean, Western New York and the country at large, a lot of times when we look at just about anything, I work in health equity space right now, a lot of times, unfortunately, it tends to be, you know, the polls or anything will say white, black, Latino, et cetera, and then we rarely see us in that, in any of that data. It'll usually say other. Oftentimes, we're just not included in the conversation. And I've always found that particularly frustrating, considering I am Seneca. I am an indigenous person, so I've oftentimes in my life gone, well, what about me? What about my mother? What about my family?
Coming up next on Community,
We are celebrating sports in a variety of ways and also some of the greats from here in Western New York.
welcome back. The 2024 class of the Greater Buffalo Sports Hall of Fame was recently inducted.
And it includes a 2 on your side insider. It also includes a Stanley Cup winner, a Super Bowl winner, and the big brother of President George W. Bush.
Kevin Cato, Vic Carucci, Norm Foster, Warren Gelman, Rob Gronkowski, Rick Lancelotti, Dr. Bridget Nyland, Richard Brooks Orpik, Cecily Owens, Walt Stefani, Ed Van Tyne, Paul Weiland.
I am standing before you getting my reward for not giving up and moving around and through the obstacles.
Growing up in Amherst, we were very lucky to have access to a ton of ice rinks and ice time, which is one of the biggest economic hurdles in growing our sport. I was born and spent my first few years in California, but Buffalo is where I'm from.
I was always surrounded by many great people in my life, from the great coach Leo Newton at Our Lady Victory Elementary.
For Gronk and I, this is a full circle moment. We first met at my house when he was in junior high school, Casey. And he was, in the same circle of friends as my daughter, my younger daughter. And I can't wait, buddy, to cast my first ballot for when you're going to get your gold jacket to go to camp.
I could stand here for the next few minutes and talk about my love of sports, both playing and coaching, and organizing girls hockey, and what sports have meant to me. But instead, I'm going to talk a little history of the Greater Buffalo Sports Hall of Fame. I have a unique perspective since I was on the original board of directors created in 1991.
In my second year at Yale, after joining the DKE fraternity, I was assigned a big brother from Buffalo. At 5'6", 140 pounds, Warren Gelman wasn't that big of a brother, but he was a giant in stature and one of Yale University's most illustrious college hockey captains.
I was always terrible at reading and writing, but I wrote a paper saying I'm making it to the NFL. And to this day, I have talked to those teachers a few times, and they are mind blown. I did exactly what I said I was going to do, even though the paper was poorly written. Vic Carucci, I remember walking into his house, hanging with his daughters and friends, and I knew he was an NFL reporter, and I told him straight to his face in 8th grade, "Hey Vic, you're going to be writing about me one day." He thought I was trying to be cool and spit game to his daughter, but I was being serious, okay? And he said, "Sure, kid, keep it moving," along those lines. So it's a full circle moment now. And Vic, here we are now, buddy. I love you, man. Thank you. A full circle moment. I know this is 8th grade.
This is the Brittany Murchie Mula Sports Performance Center at the University at Buffalo.
Family is legacy. And I take that notion very seriously in being the representative of mine on this grand occasion.
Her name is on this 12,000 square foot multi-level facility for UB's varsity teams.
I would like to take a moment to appeal to the members of our community in the importance of giving back. Institutions like the University of Buffalo are developing our future athletes, scholars, and dreamers. Investing in the creation of centers like this one is an investment in student athletes. Offering support for these future leaders not only promotes their physical, mental, and emotional well-being, but it is an investment towards their development of discipline and teamwork, crucial skills that are valuable both in sports and in life.
It is going to be a game changer. Playing basketball, you might not think we would be able to use a facility like this, but we're here almost every other day working out. This strength facility is going to give us a competitive advantage over all the teams in the MAC. And it's a beautiful facility that we are proud to be a part of, to be able to use every day. And as you'll see on the court, we're going to provide a product that's going to make you guys proud.
Since we started using this center, I've already noticed a sense of new energy and camaraderie among my teammates. There's a different atmosphere when you walk into a space like this, a sense that you're part of something bigger. It's motivating and it's inspiring. We feel more connected, more determined, and more confident about what we can accomplish together. Looking ahead, this Performance Center will be a game changer for UB Athletics. It will not only allow us to develop its athletes, but also help attract future recruits who want to train and compete at a high tier level.
Last but not least is the Murchie family. Brittany, Tooney, just your generosity in terms of how you support athletics, how you understand the vision that we have to be, a top tier athletics department, not only in the Mid-American Conference, but in the nation, and how you buy into that and how you help support us.
And now, this is a story about three guys, including a local Hollywood heartthrob, that approached Andre Reed about putting together a movie.
Yeah, it's really a docuseries. It's called Just One Before I Die. No release date yet, but we had a chance to speak with Andre Reed. What message do you all hope to convey to Bills fans and other football fans with this docuseries?
These fans there in Buffalo, it's their life. It's what they live every single day, especially during football season. And then they take it on until after the football season. It's kind of part of their makeup. And I met fans all over the place in different parts of the country. I met fans from Italy, from Germany. They got Bills Mafia there. There's always pictures on the internet about the, Bills Mafia wherever there are. It's a movement. And, when I came to Buffalo in 1985, the fans were still the same, but they didn't have a name behind it. And I think they really take pride in this name, the Bills Mafia. And everybody knows it. So we want to put it on the screen and really get the essence of what Bills Mafia is about. From my eyes, from Chad's eyes, and from the fans' eyes. So again, I'm really excited about this. It should be a lot of fun to do. And again, we just want to give the fans in Buffalo their flowers. They deserve it. When I was there, we lost 4 Super Bowls, but everybody's like, well, now, we haven't forgot about that, but I think it's really what this city is about. It's about resiliency. It's about never giving up. It's about always coming back. It's about getting knocked down. It's about all those things. And I think that's what we're going to bring to this docuseries. There's a lot of guys that played in this league that haven't even tasted one, not even gotten to one, chance to play in one. And when I talk to players, that's really what it's about. It's about getting to a Super Bowl and having a chance to win it. You can't win it unless you get there. These fans are always been with Buffalo, the team, since 1960. And they're not going to stop until they get one before they die. So that's what it is.
The 2024 Communities of Giving Legacy Initiative's Pay It Forward Awards.
The Pay It Forward Awards is an opportunity to recognize those individuals in the community, those organizations that are paying it forward, making a difference, talking about philanthropy, talking about community service, those unsung heroes.
Paying it forward means to me nurturing, putting into others what's been put into me, patience.
I believe that I was created to just do human work, and community service is human work, and I believe that there's a whole community out there that just needs people to be a voice for them and an advocate, and I just love giving back to my community.
My community has always been something that I've cherished almost like a family.
The Route 179 Bridge, or Mile Strip Road, was officially renamed the Trooper William P. Kane Memorial Bridge. He was a state trooper and died unexpectedly at the age of 56. He had a heart attack while taking part in the North American Inspectors Challenge in Utah.
Well, it's been 11 years, so I think I've had closure already, but this is just a total honor for me to have him honored.
His widow, Sharon, was there for the unveiling of the Trooper William P. Kane Memorial Bridge sign.
I know he was on this bridge a lot. At the end of 179, there's a small area where he would pull trucks over all the time. So
It was his favorite spot, as it were?
One of them. He had many.
Kane's large family was also on hand.
Billy was the eldest of 10 children, and then his father was one of 16. So the Kane family is very large and extremely community-minded.
Coming up next,
we're getting a little artsy from Hamilton to the sounds of Will Downing.
The rain stopped and the skies were blue. And oh, what a revelation.
We had a chance to get a behind-the-scenes look at the costumes worn by some of the characters from Hamilton to Thomas Jefferson.
It is so over the top, and Thomas Jefferson is an over-the-top character in the show.
Besides the music, the costumes captivate an audience. Locals are brought in to help the wardrobe supervisor. Eliza's silk dress looks as if she's floating. It's delicate.
People step on them. It's a constant maintenance. Hamilton, well, they call this green suit that I have over here the money suit, and that's when he becomes like the secretary treasurer in Act 2, just to kind of show that he's, come into some power. With Hamilton, Jefferson, Eliza, and that's a soldier.
There are 1,500 to 1,700 pieces traveling for the show.
41 gondolas that we travel for our show that house all of our costume pieces.
Elvie Ellis is a principal standby for Hamilton, playing 4 different roles.
Wanna be in the room where it happens, the room where it happens.
So I think it's really interesting that our cast is predominantly people of color telling this story and portraying characters that were not historically people of color.
History told in a different way.
My advice to audience members all the time is, if you're gonna come see Hamilton, you should listen to the album beforehand, because we're saying a lot of words and we're talking a mile a minute, and it's very easy to miss some of them and to kind of miss some of the action that's going on.
What's your name, man? Alexander Hamilton.
March 2016, Ashley Kern was left paralyzed. It's a story she told Jennifer Hudson.
It wasn't until hours later where I knew that I've gotten shot, because I knew it was bad. I knew what the extent was to this.
The day the show first aired, I had a chance to speak with the sisters.
I really don't have the words to describe how it felt to share my story on such a big platform and just get awareness throughout the world.
Awareness that not even a wheelchair can take away a dream. The sisters always wanted to be nurses.
I was embarrassed to be seen in my chair at first, and I wanted to hide. And I needed to remind myself that I fought my way to this chair and not a coffin. So I'm here today, and then I just want to continue to live my life in my dreams.
December 2023, the twins graduated from Trocaire.
This is special. Alexandria Kern with distinction, Phi Theta Kappa. And Ashley Kern with high distinction, Phi Theta Kappa.
Alexandria is a nurse at Mercy, and
I cannot wait until Ashley starts. That will just complete everything. That is exactly what I'm looking forward to.
Twin nurses.
And I hope to be that nurse that when I roll into a patient's room, they're like, oh my goodness, This is my inspiration, my hope.
All the rehab, including Here in Motion project, helped her gain strength. It's that attitude that landed the sisters on J. Hud's show.
So you're getting a 4-night stay at the Wyndham property of your choice to live your best lives. You deserve it. I love your heart. Everything you ladies represent.
I'll try to do the best I can for you.
For over 35 years, Will Downing has been performing and will sing all of his hits and go down memory lane.
Nothing has ever felt like this, which is a duet that I did with Rochelle Farrell, A Million Ways, Stop, Look, and Listen, I Try.
Music is generational, good music lasting.
I remember when I was coming up, my parents would listen to what I was listening to, and they would call it garbage. I remember my father saying, Luther Vandross, he was okay. He said, he ain't no Lou Rawls. So it's a generational thing. I'm one of the people that still, waves the flag for traditional R&B, the way that I kind of grew up on it.
He's about to release album number 28 with remakes and the single The Power of Love.
It is a combination of kind of R&B and jazz, some of it being traditional, some of it being contemporary.
A throwback and lyrically based.
I think it's a really good project, and what I try to do with each project that I release is I try to outdo the project that was released prior to it. So I think I'm singing my butt off on this one, so I think people will enjoy it.
Let's talk a little bit about what goes into making your music. Oftentimes, it's people's life experiences that have an impact on what they write or what they perform. Has that been the case for you?
I lost my daughter about 2 years ago, somewhere around this time, in January of 2023, the suicide. So, of course, when something like that, traumatic happens, for me, the release and the comfort in it for me and my family was to speak on it and to celebrate her life. So I did that musically.
And he had a health scare.
There are so many men, especially men of color, who don't go to the doctor or ignore signs when things just don't feel right. Do you feel like you can be an inspiration to them through your music and just your voice?
I kind of was one of the people that thought that like a Tylenol or as Chris Rock said in his comedy routine, Robitussin, put some tussin on it and you'll feel better. I was one of those hard-headed men and I didn't go to the doctor. And it turned out to be something that changed my life and altered my life forever. I was so bad that I got to the point where I could not walk. I was hospitalized for a year and change. I had to relearn everything again, to sing, to walk, to talk, to everything. So all because I didn't go to the doctor.
I'm wishing on us. Yes, and I'm wishing on the rainbows.
I speak on my health challenges in hopes to inspire others who don't go to the doctor to go to the doctor or take a loved one to the doctor.
Talk to me. I see that something is on your mind.
I think it's real important that you sing about what you know about and what you experience. Those are the best songs.
The cave is shining through. The rain is stopped and the skies were blue. And over the rain.
What a show. What a way to end the show.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Will Downing. Whew.
And Hamilton. We were in the room where it happened.
We definitely were. We're still in the room where it happens. Thanks so much for joining us on this November edition of Community. We'll see you next month as we end the year 2024.